But Geoff, I can't let you go without playing one more game. You've redeemed yourself on your redemption game, but now it's time to see if you can win a brand new game. Are you up for the challenge?
I think so. Worst comes to worst, I've redeemed myself on debt, so I'm willing to take on any other challenge.
This is your brand new game. Brand new game. Now, as we've spoken about on both this episode of the game show and your last appearance, when you were a kid, your parents appeared on the Who, What, or Where game. However, as a game show fan, I don't think it's fair that you yourself haven't had the opportunity to play the Who, What, or Where game. So I am going to give you that chance right now, and hopefully you will do it as well as your 5-time undefeated champion dad.
Wow, okay.
And I think we should definitely dedicate this to your father.
Absolutely, I would love to dedicate this to my dad.
And remind me again of your dad's name?
Ted Tarson.
Ted Tarson. All right, Ted, this one is for you, and I hope your bright son can make you proud by winning this game as well. So it is time to play the Who, What, or Where game. The Who, What, or Where game. And the background music for the Who, What, or Where game will be the classic rock song Pinball Wizard by The Who. And here's how we play this version of the Who, What, or Where game. I have 3 Geoff Tarson inspired categories, each of which has a Who, What, or Where question. Once I tell you a category, you must then decide in what order you would like to play the Who, What, or Where questions. The first question you'll face in the category is worth 1 point, the second question is worth 2 points, and the third question is worth 3 points. You must strategically decide your order before any questions in the category are asked, and of course, you should pick the category's W you feel most confident in as your 3-point question. By the end of the game, Geoff, if you have scored 10 points or more, you will join your dad and be crowned a Who, What, or Where game champion.
All right, let's give it a shot.
So, Geoff, are you ready to play a game that has not been on the air since 1974?
I am. I don't think anybody else in the country is playing this game. I'm ready.
Then let's play the Who, What, or Where game. The first category is Art James. This is a whole category based on the host of the Who, What, or Where game, Art James.
My goodness. Okay. I will do Where first, and then Who, and then What.
All right, so Where is going to be for 1 point, 2 points for Who, and What is going to be the 3-point question. We're going to start with Where. This is for 1 point. On your way to 10. Here we go. Categories Art James, and the question for Where is... Art James was one of the announcers of the original Concentration, which filmed a portion of its nearly 15-year run in Rockefeller Center's Studio 8G. The original version of what quiz show filmed its entire 1964 to 1975 run in Studio 8G?
Its entire run from 64 to 75. Jeopardy.
It is Jeopardy.
Great, okay.
That is 1 point. This is your 2-point Who question. The 1975 Art James hosted game show Blank Check was the first game show that this man produced for NBC since being associated with the 1950s quiz show scandal. Name him.
Jack Barry?
Your answer is Jack Barry?
Yes.
And that is correct!
Excellent.
So you have 3 points so far in this category, and to sweep the Art James category, here is your 3-point What question. In the mid-1970s, Art James hosted this short-lived game show which featured a giant pinball machine that contestants, along with a celebrity partner, manned the flippers for to win prizes.
Oh my gosh, I watched this show, and the problem is it had a somewhat long name that I'm not sure I'm going to get. It was something like the Magnificent Marble Machine.
You know, Geoff, after the last game where you pulled Meredith McRae out of the back of your mind, you shouldn't doubt yourself when answering these questions. It is the Magnificent Marble Machine!
That's it? Oh my gosh. Wow. Yeah, that was quite a show to watch.
So, after the first category, you have 6 points, which means you only need 4 more points to win this game.
Great, okay.
And the next category is Wink Martindale.
Great.
So this is a whole category about the host of Debt that you got to stand on the same stage with back in 1997, Wink Martindale. So Geoff, what order do you want to play Wink Martindale's who, what, and where questions?
I'm going to do the same order. I'm going to do where, who, what.
So the same order as last time. Where for 1 point, who for 2 points, and what for 3 points.
That's right.
All right, it worked last time. Let's see if it works this time. If you get all 3, actually, you will win this game.
Okay, wow, wouldn't that be something?
Where for 1, here is your question. In 2007, Wink Martindale was one of the first 4 members inducted into the American TV Game Show Hall of Fame. The introduction ceremony was held in the same city that Wink hosted a game show revival in from 1980 to 1981. Name the city.
Wow. I'm going to say Chicago, Illinois.
That's incorrect. It's actually Las Vegas.
Oh, that makes sense.
And the show was Las Vegas Gambit.
Oh, Gambit, right, okay.
This is your who question for 2. If you get both of these right, you can still win this game. Name the tic-tac-toe champion who, in 1980, mesmerized host Wink Martindale and all of America by defeating 43 opponents and winning $312,700.
I remember this incident, and I remember reading about it, and I think you and I have even talked about it, but I do not remember that person's name. So I'm just going to have to say I don't know, as much as obviously they were very famous at the time.
You mean to tell me that this name is not swirling around in your brain like Meredith McRae?
No, it isn't. Not in my mind, unfortunately, no.
The answer is Tom McKee.
Yep, sounds familiar.
Well, unfortunately, now you can't win the game with this category, but if you get this next question right, you will be 1 point away from a win.
That would be nice. Yeah, Wink has been harder than Art James, which I would not have anticipated.
So, for 3 points, here's your what question. In 1994, Wink Martindale hosted an interactive game show for the Family Channel based on what board game that typically contains 16 lettered cubes?
Boggle?
Boggle is the correct answer.
All right. I remember when that was on. There was a Trivial Pursuit element too. I remember there were a series of game shows and he would host the interactive portion of it and you'd phone in. I actually did a few times.
Did you really? You ever got through?
I can't remember how it went. You know, you called and then you played the game. Yes, I guess I did. It was sort of, in some ways, it was a little bit like what happened with Millionaire. Like you called in and then they asked you the same questions and you pressed your phone as quick as you could to each answer. And if you were in the top 10 or something, you got a certain amount of money. And I never was in the top 10, but I did play it. It was when I was in Los Angeles. So I'm only 1 point away. Is that right?
That is right. You have 9 total points, which means in this final category, all you have to do is get 1 right.
All right.
With only 1 more point to go. This is your final category. Colleges and game shows. These are all questions that combine your love of teaching and your love of game shows.
All right.
So we have who, what, or where. Now you stayed with the same order the last 2 times. Is it going to be a three-peat in terms of the order, or are you going to switch it up?
You know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to go what first, then where, and end with who. Because actually my dad, when he played the who, what, or where game, who was his favorite category. He almost always wagered on who, and it was very good to him. So I'm going to end with who this time.
A little homage.
Yes, a little homage.
All right, so we're going to play what first, and this is for the win. Category colleges and game shows. Your 1 point what question is, what company whose abbreviated name was featured in the title of the show was the main sponsor of College Bowl, the team-based collegiate quiz that ran from 1959 to 1970?
I think I know this. I believe it was General Electric, GE.
Well, you believed it was General Electric, and I believe you have won this game. It is General Electric!
Yeah! That's great. Oh my gosh, redeemed twice. I can't believe it.
Believe it, Geoff. Believe it. And now you make it 3 out of 3 for Redemption Game episode participants who not only won their Redemption Game, but also won their brand new game.
Wow. All right.
But of course, I can't leave 2 questions unanswered. Would you like to try the other 2?
I would. I'm curious. Yeah, definitely.
So this is your 2-point where question, which is... Dr. Joyce Brothers, who won $64,000 on the $64,000 question in 1955, earned her PhD in psychology from what university located in New York City?
I'm going to guess. I don't know, but I'm going to guess Columbia.
Well, that was a good guess. It is Columbia.
All right.
And now your homage who question. This is the last question, not only of the game, but of the category. And if you get this right, you will have gotten 7 out of the 9 questions and gotten 15 out of the 18 points, which is stellar.
All right.
Here is your 3-point who question. In 1989, Tom Cubbage from Southern Methodist University was the first person to win what yearly Jeopardy tournament?
I'm going to guess the Tournament of Champions.
That is incorrect. Tom actually did end up winning the Tournament of Champions, but before that he won the Jeopardy College Championship.
Oh, of course, because it's the college category. Of course. I should have made that connection. That's right. Wow, so that started in 89? That was the first one?
Yeah, 1989 was when the first ever Jeopardy College Championship took place, and that same year, Tom Cubbage went on to become the first college championship winner to then go on to win the Jeopardy Tournament of Champions. Brad fact!
Right, I've now seen him play in a couple of these tournaments that they've had. I think I remember the name.
But, although you didn't get that right, with 12 points, Geoff, you have won this game of the Who, What, or Where game.
Excellent. That's very exciting.
And the Tarson tradition of winning at the Who, What, or Where game continues.
That's right. I guess it's in the genes. But that's great. That was very, very fun. Thank you.
And that was your brand new game, the Who, What, or Where game. The Who, What, or Where game.